Hello students, welcome you all to the next session regarding discussion of thermal efficiency of dual cycle. So in the previous sessions, you have studied how to calculate the thermal efficiency of an Otto cycle as well as diesel cycle. The mixture of these two cycles or the combination of these two cycles will give you the resulting dual cycle, which means I want to say here that in this dual cycle, the heat addition takes place at constant volume as well as constant pressure. So therefore, the combination of the Otto and diesel cycle is the resulting dual cycle, which is also known by some other names known as the dual, that is the limited pressure cycle or a mixed cycle also. Okay, students. So already on the screen, you can see my numbers as well as my email ID. So if you have any queries, you can send me an email to the following email IDs which are available on the screen, to which I can clarify your doubts. Okay. So these are my email IDs as well as my WhatsApp number also. And subsequently, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel also, where you will be getting the recent posted videos once you subscribe to my YouTube channel automatically. Okay, now moving ahead, students, as I was telling the part. Yes, dual cycle is also known by some other names, that is the mixed cycle or limited pressure cycle. So here, as I said, here heat addition takes place at a constant volume, partly at constant volume and partly at constant pressure. That is the reason it is termed as dual cycle, or it is also known as a mixed cycle, or it is also known as limited pressure cycle. So therefore, how is the PV graph of this particular dual cycle? Please observe here, everybody. Just I will show you the pressure volume diagram. So this is the pressure and this is the volume diagram. So initially here also air gets compressed through reversible adiabatic process, which is represented by the curve like this. This is 1 and this is 2. Now, as per the statement in the dual cycle, heat addition takes place partly at constant volume. So partly at constant volume, it is like this constant volume process. This is process 2 to 3. Then students, here partly heat addition takes place at constant pressure. It is like this 3 to 4. Then students, here reversible adiabatic expansion process begins. So it's like this 4 to 5. And finally, students, heat rejection takes place at constant volume. So if I name these curves, it looks like this, students. Please observe here 1 to 2, 2 to 3, then 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and 5 to 1. So as I was saying, if I label these processes, it is somewhat like this. That is 1 to 2 and 4 to 5, they are reversible adiabatic processes. That is P into V to the power of gamma is equal to C. Then 2 to 3 process, it is constant volume process. Then 3 to 4 process, it is constant pressure process. And 5 to 1, it is constant volume process. So as per the statement, I was saying that here the heat addition which takes place, it takes place partly at 2 to 3 as well as 3 to 4. So therefore, the heat addition QA, we show it like this: part at 2 to 3 and some part at 3 to 4. Similarly, heat rejection, it occurs at 5 to 1. That is constant volume heat rejection process. That is QR. This is the pressure volume diagram, students. Similarly, if I represent my temperature entropy diagram, it looks somewhat like this. That is, please observe here. This is vertical axis temperature, horizontal axis entropy. Now, 1 to 2 process, students, it is an isentropic compression process. So it was like this. 1, this is 2. 2 to 3, here heat addition at constant volume process, partly. So it looks like this. Then 3 to 4, it what like this. So here, this is 3, this is 4, isentropic expansion process. So somewhat like this, 5, and finally heat rejection at constant volume. So if I name these curves, it looks like this, students. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and 5 to 1. So this is V is equal to C. Similarly, here also this is V is equal to C. This is constant pressure, P is equal to C. Then this is entropy remaining constant, isentropic process, both 1 to 2 and 4 to 5. Okay, so in this fashion, the PV and TS graphs are being drawn. So let us now move with the discussion part, students. This is the PV diagram. As I was discussing, this was the TS graph. So the 5 processes it is having here, as it is a combination of both Otto and diesel cycle. The first process, it is 1 to 2, students. This is a isentropic compression. 2 to 3, partly heat addition at constant volume. 3 to 4, partly heat addition at constant pressure. 4 to 5, isentropic expansion, and 5 to 1, constant volume heat rejection. So those things we have been highlighted here. Now we will be discussing regarding the heat transfer equations for all the 5 processes. So starting as it is 1 to 2, students, it is an isentropic compression process. You know that the heat transfer for this one is 0. Then students, 2 to 3, students, 2 to 3 is heat addition at constant volume, which means Q addition partly is equal to 2 to 3 mCV T3 minus T2. You will get to the heat transfer at constant volume process. Then students, coming on to the process 3 to 4, constant pressure heat addition process it is, that is Q3 to 4 mCP T4 minus T3. Then I have process 4 to 5, it is isentropic expansion process, as it is an reversible adiabatic expansion process. The heat transfer is 0 for 4 to 5. And final one is 5 to 1, that is heat rejection at constant volume, that is Q R is equal to Q 5 to 1 mCV T5 minus T1 is the heat rejection process. Now I will calculate the thermal efficiency of this dual cycle, that is heat addition minus heat rejection by heat addition. Remember students, very important step here, the heat addition takes place at 2 stages, that is 2 to 3 as well as 3 to 4. So the equation becomes like this, that is this one, this is for process 2 to 3 mCV T2 minus T2. This is for a process 3 to 4, the heat addition takes place here. So both of them are the heat addition process itself. Keep this in mind. Both are the heat addition process itself. And the remaining mCV T5 minus T1, it is the heat rejection process, which you have seen here. Now the common terms, m gets cancelled on both the numerator and denominator sides. Then what I will do is the entire term I shift it to the other side. So it becomes in this fashion now, that is 1 minus CV by T5 minus T1 by CV, T3 minus T2 by CP, T4 minus T3. Now in the numerator, whatever the CV term is there, if I divide it to the denominator, what happens? This gets cancelled and the resulting term here I get it as CP by CV. So CP by CV is the thing, but it is gamma. CP by CV is the thing, but it is gamma. So therefore, how I can write this equation now? That is dual efficiency is equal to 1 minus T5 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2 plus gamma of T4 minus T3. So now if you observe here, all the temperature limits, that is T5, T3, T2, T4, T3, you have to write all these temperature limits in terms of temperature T1. So for that we need to make the regular exercise which we have done for the Otto cycle and diesel cycle, that is using the PVT relations for the various processes. So let us see how I can do here now. So before that, we will write the following ratios. The first ratio which I am going to write it is the compression ratio. So remember students, always the compression ratio is taken for the air being compressed from position 1 to 2. So therefore V1 by V2 will give you the compression ratio, that is RK. Then students, we are having the cutoff ratio RC. So here from the position V4 to V3, if you observe here constant addition, it is nothing but the cutoff ratio RC. Then next students, we have the expansion ratio, the air expanded from 4 to 5, that is V5 by V4 will give you the expansion ratio. Then the same expansion ratio I can write it in this formula, that is RK by RC also. And finally, the pressure ratio, students, this pressure ratio is for P3 by P2 will give you the corresponding pressure ratio. Now using these terms, I will be making some small simplifications. So initially for the isentropic process 1 to 2, as per our regular exercise, we know that T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 raised to gamma minus 1, where V1 by V2 is the thing, what it is compression ratio, that is RK. So I have written here, students, you can see here, RT2 is equal to T1 into RK raised to gamma minus 1. So therefore, I got the value of T2 in terms of T1. Now I will move for the process 2 to 3. 2 to 3 students, it is a constant volume process, and for constant volume process, my PVT relation, it looks like this, that is P2 by T2 is equal to P3 by T3. So the corresponding equation I should write T3 in terms of T1. So I will move T3 to the other side and make the further simplifications. That is T3 is equal to P3 by P2 into T2. So what is this P3 by P2? Just now we have discussed one ratio, students. This P3 by P2, according to our PV graph, if you observe here, the pressure ratio, it is nothing but RP, the pressure ratio RP. So therefore, it becomes T3 is equal to RP into T2. And what is the value of T2, students? The value of T2 I have estimated here, what it is T1 into RK raised to gamma minus 1. So therefore, T3 is equal to T1 into RK raised to gamma minus 1. So T2 value, T3 value I written in terms of T1. The remaining temperature terms, that is T4 and T5, I need to estimate now. So therefore, I can write it as, for a process 3 to 4, it is a constant pressure process, which means V3 by T3 is equal to V4 by T4, the resulting equation, or T4 is equal to, I can write it as V4 by V3 into T3. So V4 by V3 is the thing, but it is what? The term, the ratio. V4 by V3, if you observe the graph carefully, students, it is representing on cutoff ratio RC. So RC into T3. Just now in the previous slide, we have discussed how to get the value of equation T3, which I will substitute here. And therefore, I get T4 is equal to what? I have got the value of T3 as like this. This is the value of T3. That is RP into T1 into RK raised to gamma minus 1 into RC. Therefore, I have got T4 in terms of T1 also. Remaining term is 4 to 5. Sorry, yes. For the T5, I need to read the equation, that is 4 to 5 process. I write as T5 by T4 is equal to V4 by V4 raised to gamma minus 1. Now, please observe very carefully. Process 5 to 4. This is process 4 to 5. What you are seeing? It is an expansion process, isentropic, and I can write it as expansion ratio, that is V5 by V4. So therefore, students, what I would like to do here is I will write this as in this form, that is T5 by T4 is equal to V4 by V5. So I replaced this V5 by V1. Why? So if you observe the PV diagram carefully, 5 to 1 is constant pressure process, constant volume process. So I have replaced V5 is equal to V1. So therefore I can write it in term it as this one V4 by V1 raised to gamma minus 1, or this V4 by V1 I can write it in this form, that is V4 by V3 into V3 by V2 into V2 by V1. Small manipulation I have done here to get the resulting equation. This is a very important step. So if you observe here, what is the change I am going to get? There is no change in the equation if I cancel these terms. That is a very important part. And apart from this, one more important part if you would like to tell you is, please observe in the PV graph what is process 2 to 3. It is a constant volume process. So therefore, this term V3 by V2, what happens? Both are equal to one another, which means they get cancelled. Your remaining equation is only what? V4 by V3 into V2 by V1 raised to gamma 1. So V4 by V3 is cutoff ratio RC. V2 by V1 is 1 by RK raised to the power of gamma minus 1, which I can write as RC by RK raised to gamma minus of 1. So therefore, T5 is equal to, how do I write now? I can write it as RC by RK raised to gamma minus 1 into T4. Just now we have derived the equation for T4, which I'll substitute here directly as like this. That is RC into RP into T1, RK raised to gamma minus 1. So this is the equation for T5 in terms of T1. Now I'll substitute all the values of T2, T3, T4, T5, the thermal efficiency equation, and the resulting equation I get it in this form. So now please make the further simplifications here by seeing the common terms. T1 is common, get cancelled here. Here also T1 is common, it gets cancelled here. Here also T1 is common, it gets cancelled here. You can see here. So now on further simplification, I get it as 1 minus RC into RP, RC raised to gamma into RP minus 1. Why? Because this is RK raised to gamma minus 1. This also both get cancelled. You are remaining RC into raised to gamma minus 1 into RC, which means you get only RC raised to gamma. Similarly, in the denominator students, if you observe carefully, if I take here from this bracket, if I take RK raised to gamma minus 1 as common, I am remaining with RP minus 1. Similarly, in the second bracket, if I move further, I take here RP as the common term along with RK raised to gamma minus 1. So I am remaining only RC minus 1. So therefore, on simplification further, what do I get? I can write as in this form, that is the thermal efficiency of a dual cycle is written as 1 minus 1 by RK raised to gamma minus 1 into RC raised to gamma into RP minus 1 divided by RP minus 1 plus gamma RP into RC minus 1. This is the equation for the thermal efficiency of a diesel cycle. Thank you, students.